It is really hard to see someone you love and care about go through stress associated with a problem, especially because you know the stress makes their problem worse. Well, in this video, we're going to talk about how to calm someone down who is stressed and hopefully share some things that you can use to help your friends and loved ones become more calm. Hi, I'm Nicholeen Peck. I teach parenting and communication as well as relationship building through the lens of self-government all over the world. And in this video, we're going to be talking about some key things that you can do in order to help your friends and loved ones not have to carry that stress around anymore. And guess what? Those same things are going to help you too. I felt like the best way I could answer this question was just to take you through the process of how someone can help another person who experiences stress, especially regularly, be able to conquer this problem. I know that stress is on the rise. The more we have turmoil and problems, pandemics, whatever happening around us in society, the more people get overwhelmed and they start to worry and overthink a lot of things. This leads to increased stress, which is not healthy for us. There has been a lot of research about that. So we definitely need to help someone prepare to decide not to have stress in the minute. But that preparation actually starts way before the moment of stress occurs. So the best thing you want to do is find a time where you can have a good heart-to-heart, one-on-one conversation with a person where you tell them how much you care about them and how you want to help them make a plan so that they can not worry about as many things, so that they don't have unproductive days or feel like maybe they aren't feeling happy as often. So we want happiness for the people that we love, right? So what type of a plan would you create for a person who is experiencing stress? I would create a calmness plan for them. I would help them identify certain key thoughts that go through their mind on a regular basis that are stress thoughts. What are the stressors? So usually we get a feeling. Maybe it's I'm rushed, I have a lot of things to do, or something like that. And then we get a thought like, I can't. How can I do that? I'm not going to have enough time. Whatever those little thoughts are that pop into their head. Help them identify the feeling and then the thought that follows the feeling. And then help them see what emotion that thought is leading to. Usually that's the stress emotion, because stress is an emotional response of the thinking pattern that's happening inside their head. Sure, there can be chemicals, all kinds of other things that give someone more of a tendency to stress, but they can choose to control it. It takes a lot of work for some people, but it can happen. I know I've seen so many people have great strides in overcoming some of their habits of stressing. So then what you do is you say, well, what are we going to replace the thought with? It's got to be optimistic. It's got to be something that they can use at any time when that stress comes. Sometimes just declaring a simple truth like, stress is a lie. I can do more than I think I can. Or people have had busy days since the beginning of the world and everybody's okay. Nobody died, right? Like sometimes people think I'm gonna die. Like they actually think that. People who really get caught up in stress. You may not because you don't experience stress, but people who do experience it sometimes go to some pretty drastic thinking. And maybe we need to be thinking about if they've got some depression going on there too, right? If it gets bad enough. But anyway, tell them what type of thought might be more productive or help them think of it all on their own. If they think of it themselves, it's going to have a lot greater impact in the end. So now what do we do when they've made this preparation, but a moment of stress comes and maybe they missed the cue, didn't get the right thought, the emotions are going, and now they need help? Are you enjoying this video? Then give it a thumbs up. We want more people to see it, and a thumbs up really helps. Now let's talk about what to do in the minute when somebody is having a stress attack and maybe they prepped for it but they missed it, okay? So one of the best things that you can do is check yourself first. Are you calm? Are you focused in? Are you not taking it personally? Make sure you're not experiencing stress, because you can't help another person get over their stress if you're having stress of your own. So don't take their behavior personally. Make sure you go through your calm plan. If you do not know how to have a calm plan, be sure to check out some of the links below this video video because they take you to some Calm toolkits that could be very helpful to you and are completely free. After you've checked your own calmness and you recognize you are good to go, then the next thing you want to do is try to seek to understand the other person. See if you can see, just by watching their behaviors and listening to them talk, what has led to this stress and what thought they keep processing in their mind. They're probably going to say it at one point or another. Sometimes even multiple times they will say this thought. That's how you know that it's the stressor that's leading to the emotion. Then you can maybe help them zero in on what the problem thought is so that they can weed it out. Now comes the time when you're really going to say something to them. So we don't try to control them or say things to them before. Now, after we've taken the time to assess ourselves in the situation, we can finally say something. When we say something, we don't want to react. Reacting does not help them. That leads to more stress and more disconnection. We want to create a feeling of connection and understanding, but also something direct that points them in a good direction of analysis. So what we're going to do is we're going to describe. So you will describe what is happening. Right now, you seem to be thinking this thought a lot. This thought is leading to a stress emotion. Let's replace the thought. Remember our plan? Remember that we had a calm plan and we decided we were going to think this thought. Close your eyes, take a breath, and let's start thinking the new thought so that we can push the other one away so that it doesn't trap us any longer. It's amazing just speaking deliberately and describing what happens and then pointing an instruction in a proper direction at how many people, even in a state of stress, will follow it. They're actually waiting for someone to direct them because they're having a hard time directing themselves. When we communicate with people who are experiencing stress, let's keep everything very truthful, very factual, non-emotional, and then continue to point the direction toward calmness because that's the goal that we planned for in that moment when we weren't experiencing stress. It should resonate with the person so that they can find that calmness in the minute. Point in the direction. Now, if you have children who are stressing out, maybe even having tantrums or some extreme aggressive behaviors because of their stressful situations, you might need additional skills. I would like to help you with those additional skills. If you go to teachingselfgovernment.com, you can find so much help for skill development for your children. In fact, there's something called the Rule of Three. There is something called the Calm Down Spot for small children. There's the 4 basic skills. There's so many things that you can teach your children to help them learn self-regulation and how to change some of their thought processes so they don't get to a stressful place where they start then becoming aggressive and displaying some behaviors that even they really don't like. So click on the link in the description below to teachingselfgovernment.com and get the help you need to get your family on the track to self-government and more unity.